Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/slash Tales from Tech Support. In today's episode, read the following manual. The network extender that wasn't. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Read the following manual. Preface: I do not work tech support. But since I am a professional software developer, and also have been into computers and other electronic devices since my childhood, I have, as many here I suspect, become the designated tech support person for family, friends, friends of family, family of friends, and on occasion even mere acquaintances who tried to rope me in at the mere mention of my profession. Over the years I have learned to set boundaries and say no to most of those people, with only a handful of exceptions, i.e. immediately family who I can't/won't say no to, and close friends who don't abuse the privilege. This story is about the former. Also, I am not a native speaker, but I should know English well enough, so nitpick away. My father decided that he's not a peasant to be controlling the rolling shutters in my parents' apartment manually, and bought himself a couple of shutter controls with motors. The initial installation didn't involve me, since it's more of a handyman job and calls for someone with more than thumbs. But he and the guy he brought in to help got into a bind setting up the controls and decided to call me, since the device is not only electrical, but also electronic, and thus falls in my domain. Initially, I was quite stumped as to what I would be able to do that other people capable of reading could not, but my dad was very insistent, and since he is my dad and lives only a couple minutes away, I decided to swing by. I take a look at the device, and it has a fancy LCD screen with 7 or 8 buttons to not only control the shutters directly, but to also access the menu with its various options. And also it is rather uncooperative. The menu does work, but the manual controls only allow to raise or lower the shutter by about a centimeter. So I consult the manual, something I learned after countless, I don't need no FING manual. It calls for an initial setup to tell the gadget where the highest and lowest points of the shutter are, as not to break the motor or the shutter. But the button combinations that are supposed to do that, well, they don't do that. After trying this and that to no avail, I decide, a good reset won't harm. The manual differentiates between a hardware reset and a software reset, the former being apparently only a reboot, the latter a factory reset. Since the first one is easier, push a hidden button with a pin, I do that, with the device being wholly unimpressed. So factory reset it is. For this one, the manual tells me to push 4 buttons at the same time for 3 seconds. So I try to do that. Or at least I intend to, because I can't even find those buttons. I glance back and forth between the manual and the device, realizing it demands the impossible, and thus can't possibly do that. I page to the beginning of the manual, where there are pictures showing the devices with a legend of all the buttons. It is similar but different from the device I have before me. My brain starts hurting. Then, an idea. I close the manual and compare the model name and number on the manual with those on the box. Face, meet palm. Apparently, somehow the manual for the wrong model got into the box. My father has purchased the comfort model, with the aforementioned LCD screen and fancy menu options. The manual on the other hand was for the standard model, with only a handful of options selectable by buttons, the ones I was supposed to push for a factory reset, and LEDs for state. Luckily, nowadays most manufacturers offer the manuals on their websites to download, so the correct one wasn't hard to find. After that it all went smoothly, factory reset, initial setup etc. So the morale I guess is, before reading the FING manual, check whether it's the correct one. The network extender that wasn't. First of all, mobile user blah 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 formatting. Second, I'm not formal tech support, I do stuff for family, mostly mom, and family friends, mostly mom's neighbors. I work for a big box store in the electronics department, which to customers means I automatically know all there is to know about the products and, more importantly, I know how to fix them. Neither of which is true. I do have some formal education in computers, and I've picked up a whole lot more by either fiddling with settings or reading documentation. Now on with the short story. Players, me, comma. Customer, older lady that liked to talk loud as if I was across the department. Cell girl, a brief cameo from a young lady that works for an outside company within the store setting up postpaid cell plans and phones. The scene, uncharacteristically busy Monday afternoon. Customer, do you have network extenders? Me, yes, follow me please. I take her to the aisle and point them out. Customer, that doesn't look like what I had before. Me, these are used to extend an existing Wi-Fi network. In my head, hence the network extender. Customer, no, that's not what I want. I can't get cell service at my house. I have internet at home. What I need is a device to give me cell service at home by using the internet. I went to the Verizon store and they have them, but wouldn't sell me one because I have one of your phones. They told me to come here to get one. How nice of them. Also, this is nowhere near a network extender, asterisk. Me, I don't think we have anything like that here. To sell girl who does have one line, do we have anything like that in the store? Sell girl, no. Try big name electronics store up the road. I turned to tell the lady this, and she was already walking off muttering angrily about poor customer service. My apologies to those who tuned in too soon. My cat jumped up wanting attention. I set the phone down and must have bumped the post button.